Hi everyone, welcome to video 2 of the Brass Crash Course series. At this point, you should have watched the first video where we've talked about how to open the case and all the different parts of your instrument. If you haven't watched that video, please go back and watch the first one before we get into video number 2. For those of you who watched video number 1, welcome to video number 2. We're going to talk about getting our first sounds on our mouthpiece today, on our brass instrument. So the first thing we want to talk about is how we need to sit or stand whenever we play our instrument or blow into the mouthpiece. Posture is very, very important. Posture allows us to breathe well, it allows us to blow good air into our instrument, it prevents injuries, and it's overall just a very good habit to get into as a young musician. So, whether you're sitting or standing, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you are sitting up or standing up nice and tall with a straight back. If you're sitting down, be sure that you're sitting up on the front edge, the front third, or the front half of the chair. Don't be leaning against the back of the chair. If you're standing, you should make sure that your feet are a comfortable distance apart. And regardless of whether you're standing or sitting, make sure that both feet are flat on the ground. Have a good, steady, solid posture and good technique before we get into the buzzing. Once we have good posture, it's time to pick up our mouthpieces. So first of all, we want to pick up our mouthpieces using our thumb and our first two fingers. And we're going to grip the mouthpiece on the stem, the long part of the mouthpiece. Not the bowl-shaped part, but the long part. I have two examples here. One's for the trumpet, one's for the trombone and the baritone. Notice that the cup sizes and lengths are different, but the technique for buzzing into these mouthpieces is the same. So, with these mouthpieces in our hand right now, let's make our band face. The band face is what we have to do to our muscles, or our embouchure, in order to get a sound on our mouthpiece. Band face and embouchure mean the same thing, and it all has to do with how we activate these muscles. So, for the band face, the first thing we need to do is say the word M, E-M-M, M. When I do that, I make sure my jaw is very relaxed and there's some space between my teeth, M. From there, I firm up the corners of my lips, M. Just firm them up, not super tight, but I want them to be firm. As I touch them with my hand, I can feel those muscles flexing. M, firm corners. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you glue your cheeks. Think about your cheeks being glued to the inside of your mouth, to your teeth. M, firm corners, glued to the inside. We don't want to see puffy cheeks. We want to see those cheeks glued to your teeth. Once you have that band face, take that mouthpiece with your three fingers and find center of your lips. 50% should be on the top, 50% should be on the bottom. From here, once we have our band face and our mouthpiece set in the center, we're going to take a big deep breath and then we're going to blow until our lips start to vibrate. So let's get set. M, firm the corners, cheeks glued to the teeth, find center, big breath. How'd you do? Go ahead and pause this video for a couple of minutes and practice on your own. Come back when you're ready. So how did you do while you were practicing your buzzing? Hopefully you did well, but if you notice that you still aren't able to get a buzz, there might be a couple of reasons that's happening. First, you might not be using enough air. A lot of beginning musicians are surprised to find out it takes a lot of air in order to get your lips to vibrate and make that buzzing sound. A second reason is your lips might be too far apart. Some brass players have the lips too far apart, they get into a habit of puckering, which brings the lips too far apart, and they don't touch when they're vibrating. The touching of the lips is actually what creates that buzzing sound. You might also be using too much pressure. If you use too much pressure and push that mouthpiece against your face really hard, that can actually prevent your lips from vibrating altogether. It can also injure your lips and the muscles there. So we want to be very, very careful not to use too much pressure and jam that mouthpiece into our face. Just put it there enough to get a sound where there's no air leaking out the sides. And then a fourth reason that the buzz might not be coming out, you might not be centered. You might be playing off to the side or too high or low on your lips. I would encourage you to get in front of a mirror and look and see the placement of that mouthpiece. Is it centered 50% on top, 50% on bottom? But if you're able to get this buzz, continue working on it, and your homework is to buzz different sounds. Buzz high sounds, buzz low sounds, buzz sirens and connect them. Hold out your buzzes for as long as you can. Try to hold it for 5, 10, 15, even 20 seconds. See if you can hold it longer than you did the day before. Buzzing is a fundamental technique to playing brass instruments successfully. So you're going to want to make sure that you're able to get a good buzz on this mouthpiece before we put it in the instrument. When you're ready to go on to lesson number 3, where we talk more about assembling the instrument and proper playing position.